So
yes.
first we go to like make control. You don't do, just see, okay? You just see. Okay, so this is numeric, okay? Numeric data type, controls and indicator. Okay, and you see its block diagram. Okay, right. So all are double, right? Okay. So I just want to change this in data types to another number, right? So right click, I give representation, I go I32. It's I32. Representation to unsigned 32. Okay. Similarly, I can do anytime. Okay. U8. Okay. So this is how you change your number, right? And now if I connect this to this one, you see the red dot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is called coercion dot. So LabVIEW is doing its conversion itself. Okay. To avoid this coercion dot, what you do, right click on this line, insert, okay, insert numeric palette. You see, yeah, this is
Yeah.
conversion palette. Okay, double conversion, and these are the different conversions. Okay, right. So now I want to convert this number to double value. Okay, so this is double, right? So when I do this, this is there now. Okay, so data is converted and the red dot is disappeared. So I have this one, okay, this value. I make it, okay, I change its representation to V8, okay, U8.
Mm.
You know its range. What will be the range?
6
0
to
to 2555. So I have, this is 0 to 8, okay. So I just change it just to show you how it looks, okay. So you remember this, right? You see, there is a quotient dot now. Okay? This number is numeric 5 and numeric 6. Okay? So I know its range is like 0 to 255. Okay? Here is the range. See? So I supply this value 256. What happens you see now? 256. Okay? And when I run, there should be 256, right? Because I connected this numeric 5 to numeric 6, right? So
Yeah.
you see, it is 0, okay? Not changed, and there is no error, okay? So I go like 260, okay? And now you see what happened, okay? So it is now
Yeah.
4, right? So it is 4. So if I assign wider range to lower range, this value will be rollover. So
Yeah.
this is the problem. Even I use like conversion, it will not go away. Okay? It will not go away because it is because of range and it is not because of conversion. Right? So to avoid this, we just always keep it like, if it is data is coming like unsigned 32, it should always be like unsigned 32. Okay? Now there is no red dot or anything, and you see the 260 is 260 now. Okay, so you understood like how this conversion happens, means how to avoid the quotient dot, and then how to take care of this conversion. Okay, to avoid the rollover of data. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'll show you how it is latch and this. So I just delete this all. Okay, so this is the Boolean category, right? So you have like stop button. Okay? So now you see it's mechanical action. What is the mechanical action now? This one. Okay? Switch one pressed, switch when released, and switch until released. Okay? Okay, and this is a latch when pressed, latch when released, and latch until release. Okay, I put, for example, one while loop, okay, and connect to this one. Okay, so now it is, what is mechanical action now? It is latch when released. Okay, so when I run it, it is running. Okay, so latch when released, right? So when I click it, it should change, right? But it is not changing now because I said like until I release my mouse button, it should not change. Okay, so even I keep it pressed and go out, the data is not changed and the program is still running. Okay, so when I click and leave the mouse, it will stop. Now,
Not so clear.
yeah. So now this program is running. Okay, this while
Yes.
loop is going on. You see. Okay, so this while loop is going on, and I mentioned that when I pressed like this, I'm holding my mouse key down. Okay, and if I release, then the value of true or false should change. So now I click, now true, and it is going to close. Okay, it stop. Okay, but when I run this and when I click on it, but I do not release my mouse button now. Okay, I just drag it out, and now I release, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Yes, it is still running.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the function of that particular mechanism action is like, if I release on this button, then it will stop. It is true now, and it will stop. Okay, it is stopped. Okay, so similarly, there is another one. It is called mechanic action latch when pressed. Okay, so when I make this and run it, I just click it here, and even I hold my mouse key down, it will stop. See, I am still holding, but it is stopped now. Then another thing is like latch until release. Okay, so it is like it will be giving you true value until your mouse key is like this. Okay, and it will be false value. Okay, so I run it and I click it, it is giving true and it will be stopped. Even I am still holding my key down. Okay, so these are different functionality. So this is latching function. Okay, latching function means what? See, now I go back to default. Okay, I run it and I just click it, and when it stops, okay, the value is still off again. Okay, so it goes back to its normal position or default position. Okay, now I make it like switch type. It is switch when released. Okay, so when I click it and when I press it here, okay, it remains this color after switch. Okay, so this is like true value now. Means I make it switch on and it is still switch on. Okay, even the program runs off. So this is different function, latching and switching. Okay. Okay, I will show you this function now. This one. Okay. Okay, so this is configuration of this expressive AI. Okay, so I want to put as an indicator here, and then I want to connect it here. Okay, so this is now red dot, right? This is coercion dot. So what I do, like insert signal processing, and it should be like this, right? From dynamic data, right? Yeah. So I put, and I want like single scalar method. Now there is no. Okay. So it is like that. And now if you want to change it again, you double click on it and you open it. So now I want like 1D array of scalar. Okay. So now this is error. Okay. Uh, so this will be array now. Okay. So this way you can configure the data from dynamic to normal. And other way you can do it like this, change to control. Okay, and you can like and now you can give this to express vi. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is opposite of that. So now we try to make array. Okay, now 1D array and 2D array. Okay, so as I mentioned, like you go on your front panel. Okay, data container array put. Now the arrow is broken here. Okay. So I want to make some data here, like for example, some numeric control, control and mouse, okay, and drag it here. Now this is array of doubles, okay.
Yeah.
Similarly, you can do for integer. Similarly, you can do for boolean. Okay. This is array of boolean, okay. And now this is the double array, okay. So I want like make an array of I30. So it will become I30. Okay? So this is how you create array from front panel. Okay. Now this is black. It means like it is the error. Okay. So until I define it, this error will not go. Okay. So what I do, I put like array of switches. Okay. And this is like array of switches, array of boolean, array of numbers. Okay. So this is how you define the array on your front. Now you go to your block diagram and you go to array. Okay. Here you see array constant. Okay. It will be empty. Now, okay. The arrow is broken now. Okay. So what you go and do a numeric constant and you add. So this is now array. Okay. Okay. So these are the functions. I will give you one example. Okay. Okay. So how many numbers you see here? Okay. So
Yeah.
now I want to know how many numbers are there on arrow. Okay. So I just go to array function, array size. Okay. Connect it, create indicator. Okay. So when I will run it, it will give me like how many numbers are there in your array. Okay. So these
Okay.
are the 5 numbers. So I want to delete some. Okay. Now how many are there? Like 4 data. Right. So I click it, so it will show me 4. Okay. So that way you don't need to count how many points are there. You just use this function and you will know the array. Okay. Now I want to add this, add some points to this value. So I use addition, okay? Addition of this array with this number, okay? And create indicator, okay? And when I run it, okay, so every element is added by 52 numbers, right? So these are the functions which are used for something like data addition. Now I will show
Okay.
you build array, okay? So So I have one array. Okay. I have one array and I want to add some element to that. So I have like 4 elements inside this array, okay, and I will add just one element. Okay, I give him like 5. Okay. Now this is appended array. You see, appended array. Okay, so it should have like 5 elements now, right?
Yeah.
So you get array with additional item. Okay, so this is array, and now one more is you can build array of. I give this one. Okay, so you create array by this on your block diagram. So this is the same function, but what you do here is you build a completely different array with this. Okay? So when I run this program, it will be like 105 because I added the same number and created one array. Okay. So this is new array. Okay. Now I will show you initialize array. I just click it and it will happen. Okay. So you see, you don't need to enter the data manually, right? So if you want to create an array with some data, you create like this. So all the arrays points are like 105. Put your context help, for example here. So go to array and you want to know what is this. Okay? So this function gives you like you supply array and it tells you what is the biggest value inside that array and what is the smallest value inside that array. Okay? So this way you can know the different functions. So I want to create a cluster of name number. Um, yes, no. Some file path, which is like what is the file for that particular student, and then one string, which is like name of that student. Okay, and I want to combine all this together in one cluster. Okay, and go to container, create a cluster, empty cluster. Okay, just to make its size appropriate to that. Okay. Now this becomes pink one, right? You see? Now you see this half is here and here. So I will like use a function to resize automatically. You see here, size to fit. Okay? So everything will be fit inside the particular cluster. Okay. Okay. So this is how we define the cluster from front panel, and I will define from block diagram. Okay. Here we go cluster constant. Put it here. Okay. Yeah. So it is defined. Okay. So this is cluster of 3 elements now. Okay. So 2 integers and 1 double. Right. So you want to know what is the difference between bundle by name and unbundled by name. Okay. Or bundle or unbundle. Okay. So we see how it works. Okay. So this is bundle and this is unbundled. Right. So we have defined the cluster. Okay. So you see when we do. Okay, so this is what is function bundle by name. Okay, so we connect this here, and it has the data of like what are the different things inside that cluster. Okay, so you can connect the numbers here. Okay, and then you want to like output this. Okay? So when you run it, okay, so you get the values here. Yes, I want to change some numbers here. You modify the numbers like this. Okay, this is cluster modification, and I just want to know what is the ID of this particular student. Okay, so I just create indicator and this ID. It will give me ID. So I get only ID from that cluster. Okay. So this is helpful to get an ID from that. But now here on this, I have nothing. Okay, I have just two values and this. Okay, so what I do is like I want to edit some value from this. Okay, so I connect this cluster here, and now I see this one. Okay, so I32 and double, but I don't know which I32 is which one. Right? Understand?
Yeah.
That's why we use always try to use bundle by name or unbundled by name. And to use this, you have to define the cluster with the name. Okay. I don't want to like this two to appear here, but there is no option to reduce it. Okay. And here also we get this one, but we don't know which one is which one. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why we use by name. Okay. Now the cluster ordering. Okay. Select the cluster. Okay. And reorder in cluster. Okay. So you see what numbers you see now. 3, 0, 1, 2. Right? And right click onto this edge, reorder, and I just click 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And okay. You see this path is changing now. Okay. Why it is error? Because this is defined earlier, so it will not be correct. Because we changed the order, okay? But it is the same, right? It is the same. So this is useful when you design a program for another user, and he has to enter a lot of places of data. And instead of using keyboard, you can allow them to use keyboard only. Okay. Now we go and enums. Okay. So enums are here. Enum here, and then picturing. Okay, so you see picturing will be empty now. Okay, so here nothing is there, so you have to add some items here so that you can select. So you go here, edit items. Okay, and you will see this one. So this is empty now, nothing is there. So you double click here and write. Okay? So it happens like that. Okay? So now there are like 4 values in your list. Okay, you click OK, and you will see that this is the list of 4 people. Right. So this is 4 people. But when you see like on block diagram, when you see like create indicator, no, not like that. So this is of unsigned integer. Okay, unsigned integer. So you create one for use this list to give the user the idea that there are 4 options to select. Okay, and in programming you just get the number for that user, and you use that number for another process. Now this text string is empty. You go with here and you edit. Okay, so here you have option like sequential value. Yes, you don't need to edit here, but if you want to edit, like this is not correct. So what I want to do is like, and I give value here like 100, okay? And insert again, I give count, I give like 25, okay? And insert again, you, okay? So this is the list, and you get a number like that, okay? So now I have this list defined, and let's see what number like it. Now you see there is no error, right? Because this is specific, this generates only number, okay? So this is good for programmer, and this is good for only for block diagrams program, okay? So here you see, I select this one, and it will show you the number for that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the text string is useful when you don't need to like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 fixed numbers. Okay, you can have any value and you can use that value to program your block diagram according to that. Okay. Okay. See, here is the I designed one picture. Okay. So I will show you block diagram. Okay. So this is picture enough. Okay. So I click it here, and there are so many pictures, right? So if I select this one, okay, so I have different pictures now. So how to add this picture in VI, okay? So I just put the enum here, and how big picture is that? Depend on that, I just create a box, okay? So now I will copy one block of this, okay? So I have one program which copies the screen, okay? So I just copy roughly what is size, okay? And now right click, okay? Right click, import from clipboard, okay? So this is there, okay? Now I go to select another picture, okay? I select this one, okay? Right click, import picture afterwards, okay? So this will be like, you see, I have two pictures, okay? So similarly, if you want to like more another picture, just copy the into clipboard, okay? And now I want to add it before, okay? Import it before. So now I have three pictures. Add that. So this will be like your integer value, okay? So what I will do, like I will code it very quickly. Right? So I give it, okay? So now this picture is moving from this, right? So suppose I want to move these pictures now. Okay, so I get okay, so when I do okay, it's like this, right? So this is what enums are there. So these are the different uses of this. And now this finishes our all the demos for this data structures. Okay.